Pentagon Press Secretary Peter Cook conducted a news conference at the Pentagon on Tuesday 25th August, where he announced that Turkey and the US had come to an agreement for the anti-ISIS coalition.
The United States and Turkey have finalized technical details for Turkey's full inclusion in the counter-ISIL coalition operations. This includes full integration into the coalition's air tasking order, which tracks, coordinates, and deconflicts all coalition air operations. It could take a few days to put these technical arrangements into place at the operational level. We believe that Turkey is committed to fully participating as soon as possible.
According to Turkey, the US had also agreed to this so-called safe zone, an area between Kobane and Afrin, which will be under Turkey's control. But the Pentagon press secretary denied that there was an agreement on this matter.
Again, we haven't mentioned or discussed a safe zone from our approach. This is about going after ISIL in the best means possible, and that includes working with Turkey and trying to address issues along the border, working with moderate Syrian opposition forces, which we continue to do even as we speak, and that's part of this ongoing effort.
On the same day, the YPG's General Commander Sipan Hemo released a written statement commenting on the US-Turkey cooperation and Turkey's so-called safe zone. The General YPG Commander said that Turkey's willingness to open up its airbase in Incirlik to the US-led coalition was done so that US could look the other way as Turkey waged its war on Kurds. Hemo also explained that Turkey's main reason for the so-called safe zone was only done to deny the YPG the chance to link the Kobane and Afrin cantons. Sipan Hemo also said that Turkey was holding secret meetings with ISIS, Ahl al-Sham and Al-Qaeda's Jabhat al-Nusra to set up a scenario where Turkmen forces, backed by Turkey, would be held as liberators of the region after a pre-designed war between ISIS and the other factions. However, Turkey's backed Turkmen forces are mostly radical Sunnis who are currently affiliated with Al-Qaeda's al-Nusra. 2 days after Sipan Hemo's written statement, ISIS attacked the town of Mareh, where presumably heavy clashes are taking place between ISIS and other factions with close ties to Turkey. Moreover, the YPG's General Commander Sipan Hemo stated that the YPG won't allow the creation of a new force like ISIS, and that the YPG will liberate the city of Jarablus from ISIS, which is within the area of Turkey's so-called safe zone, just as they have liberated Girespi, also known as Tel Abyad. Sipan Hemo also noted that the agreement between US and Turkey is not working and is only for short term, because the US and Turkey both have different goals for the region, and that the US is well aware of Turkey's ties with ISIS and Al-Qaeda's al-Nusra. Eric S. Edelman, a former United States ambassador to Turkey and the Undersecretary of Defense for Policy from 2005 to 2009, wrote an article for the New York Times, which was published on Thursday 27th August, about America's dangerous bargain with Turkey, where he also states how the US and Turkey have different goals for the region. According to Edelman, Washington's policy has been inconsistent and fake, but it always envisioned a post-Assad Syria that will be pluralistic and guarantee minority rights. Turkey recognized early on that Mr. Assad's brutal policies would lead to radicalization, but the Turkish policy of seeking a Sunni-dominated Syria, governed by forces rooted in the Muslim Brotherhood, has not helped matters.